Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Ruksana, basically from Bangalore, right now in Bangalore. I have done my research in child psychology and behavioral science. So many of them, they ask me why child psychology or why behavioral science? Not as a doctor, not as a human being, not as anything else, but just as a person. Just as a person. I mean to say human being and a person, okay, two different things. Because today we find that, the humanity is coming down and I am becoming more of a person. So when I was a counselor for drug addicts and alcoholics, I found many things, related to the parents, related to the family, related to the humanity, related of being an human being. Isn't it weird? I'm talking something what I shouldn't? Yes. When you meet a person, when you meet a boy or a girl who is into addiction, that is the time you really open up your eyes as a person where we have lost the humanity today, where we have lost our values today, where we have lost our morals today. Who is to be blamed? Who is responsible? Who is accountable? All over, who is answerable for this? The question is too huge. The answer is again a question mark. Where are we leading? Where are our kids leading? As a parent of a nuclear family, me, my husband, my two children, my one child or one adopted child, I do anything and everything for that particular child. Am I doing the right thing? Or as a parent, as a caretaker, will I ever want my child to get haywired, to get in any kind of addiction, to be a dropout from his school, dropout from his college, dropout from his professional courses? Definitely no. Definitely no. I, as a parent, am just looking at today's need, today's necessity. What is today's survival? I have never been thinking that whatever I do now, whatever I do at this moment will get carried for the next hour. If I don't give my child a proper system, I'm not talking about education, the system where you are living, the values where we have been binding. If I fail in this, whatever is the other materialistic world what I give my child, end of the day the result is a big zero. When it is a big zero, what will be my future? What will be my peace? What will be my prosperity? Is the question as a parent I have to ask myself. When I ask myself, maybe at times I may not know the answer, or I may not even be able to say, do I need to find an answer? No, I think whatever I am doing is right. As an Indian parent, the Indian values, irrespective of to whichever religion you belong, I am not talking about the belonging. I am not talking about the values what you have for each one of the religions. End of the day, all religion teaches the same thing. Does any religion teach you to be notorious? To be a disturbing kind of person? To be naughty? To harm others? No. It is that we have put ourselves into these bondings. Don't bond the child. As a parent, as a mother or a father, as a unit, okay, today it is the mother and it is the father. Only when you take this two, this is a unit. Even if there is a small crack in the unit, that is called as the disturbed parenting. If I am a disturbed parent, what will be my child? No answer. But no doubt I am a disturbed parent. I want my child not a disturbed child. Is that possible? Is that possible? What is my expectation level? What is it what I want? Suppose you have an hybrid mango seed. You sow it, okay? The root, the seed, the sapling, the plant, okay, then the tree. When there is a huge tree, I expect apples. Who is wrong? It is not the question of who is wrong or who is right. It is the question is what I have understood from the entire system, right from the seed of an hybrid mango till it grows to a tree. What's my expectation? I would like to give this example for every parent today, that whatever I am, I don't expect my child to be the same. Why? Because I go back to my childhood and I say, my childhood was so exaggeration. Whatever it was so, what you are today, don't try to reflect yourself and then tell the child you have to be a better child than that. I underwent so much even to get a bicycle, but today I have given you so many things. Previously, I can say 3 decades before, the demand and the supply. Okay? The demand is the child, the supply is the parent. The demand and the child, the demand and the supply was not this imbalance that what we are facing today. What our parents gave us, I am not able to give as a parent to my child. This is where we lack. No parent wants their child to have a bad future. They all want every child, even if I have 10 children or even if I have 1, I'll say all my 10 children should have a bright future. All my 10 children should be professional. All my 10 children, they have to be doctors, engineers, teachers. Even if I have 1, I will expect the same. Here the question is not about the expectation. Here the question is not about what you are doing the child today. Here it is not. You have to understand as a parent what is the need of my child than the demand and supply. In between this demand and supply, there is one thing which is called need. Today's child's need is not education. Today's child's need is not the luxuries. Today's child's need is not about the expensive gadgets what they are having. Even if you don't give, they will get it. The need of your child, is it love? Is it care? Or is it something else, some information what they are not able to speak to others? So, what is the solution what the child has found? Any guesses? Many of you can guess. Yes, the guess is the child has found a Siri. Siri, please tell me what is the answer for this. When I was a child, my Siri was my mother. My Siri was my uncle. My Siri was my grandmother. Where I had that interaction 1-to-1. Here it is this. I have also seen children using the mobile. Siri, will you marry me? Siri says this option is not there. They smile. And the second question they ask, this is the literal practical experience I am talking. Siri, will you have sex with me? Siri will tell the meaning of sex is blah 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 blah. There the child gets the curiosity to want to learn more. Unfortunately, in India, we don't have the system of blocking certain sites. You go to many of the developing countries, when any such thing comes, there will definitely be a kind of message, this is not a valid site for you. Here they just say if you are 18 above, how will you know that I am 18 or I am 20 or I am 10? The questions, the silly questions what you have, I can have. The social media. Your child is using which media? Why is he using? What is the benefits what he is getting? And how will he have a control? How will you have a control? As a child, I also don't have any control over the medias what I am using. As a parent, do you know what your child is using? You don't know. What are you doing? Mom, I am working on a project. I have a project from school. True. Have you ever asked, what is the project? No. Because I don't have time. But I have a number of explanations to say why I don't have time. Whenever a parent of a drug addict or an alcoholic, sex addict, gambler, many more addictions, when they come to me, the first question I ask them, since how long your child is into addiction? Ma'am, I think about 6 months to 8 months, which is a very wrong information. When I interview the child, they say, ma'am, I started when I was in 7th, and I was more close to this addiction when I was in 8th, and I started doing without anybody's knowledge when I was in 9th, and I started doing with the knowledge of my friends and others when I was in 10th. And now in first year, second year PUC, I started, lifting things, checking my mom's purse and other things. And then, end of second year PUC, when I failed, that was the time my mom came to my room and checked my room to see what exactly I was doing. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 5 years. When does the parent know? When the child is in second sem of second PUC. Why? Because that's the time the child is out of control and the child is not able to do anything. The child needs help but doesn't know where to go and ask for help. Discrimination, his loneliness, his guilt, he is unaware of what exactly he was using and he doesn't know where to ask for the help. Keeping all this, when the parent, he is caught in front of the parent, what does the parent tell? You are this blah 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 blah. From today, this. No. Don't take a AK-47 and start shooting him. Just sit next to him and see. The demand, the supply is finished. The need. Over a period of 5 years, you understand what exactly was the need. Just sit with him and understand what the need was. And first thing you do is cry. You get yourself into that self-pity. You get yourself into the anger. You curse yourself for not spending time with your child. Where it is too late. It is so late that even if you want to repair the damages, sometimes it is impossible. It's impossible even if you take him to a doctor, even if you take him to a psychologist, even if you take him to a psychiatrist. Finally, when it comes to a female case, then we try to take those children according to the religion whom we believe. If it is a Christian, we take them to the fathers. If it is a Hindu, we take them to the sadhus. If you are a Muslim, you take them to a Maulvi, and they have their own conclusions. And again the child has been suffered for the next 3 years. By the end of graduation, I don't know whether he has got a graduation or not, but for sure he has gotten graduation for disrupting his entire life. If it is a girl, we again say, okay, get married and go. What next? The first thing, the demand and the supply, the need was left out. And the second thing, overall you just see that she is out of your life by giving the girl to another person. One small system what you have not able to understand what parenting was. How it is getting erupted like a volcano. Even I can't stop it. You can't stop it. He can't stop it. She can't stop it. They can't stop it. Because already the journey has begun. The journey began when the journey had to end. Where did the journey begin? And where is the end? When the demand and supply was there, I was young, I was energetic. And I used to lay the rules. I used to tell this. But when the real need came, I have crossed my 50. I am going to get retired in the next 10 years. I don't know to plan for my old age or to plan to take care of you. I am in a confused state. I am in such a confused state that I don't know where I have to begin my journey at the age of 50. So, for all this system, you only have to understand the need, not the demand, not the supply. Who's the demand? The child. Who's the supply? The parent. Whatever the child demands, the parent is ready to supply. But the need is left over. When the need is left over, you come to know about this when the child is 25 and you're 50. Here, the things go. The gap between the bridge is not coming down. It is just going up. Where you meet the end of the roads and find that, there is nothing which can again recap. Because the child has 110 things to tell that my parent didn't do this, I wanted this. The parent has, I did this. Here, as a psychologist, as a child counselor, as a counselor for drug addicts, I am not here to blame anybody. I am not here to blame the child. I am not here to blame the parent, nor the teachers, not the system of things. Here, I am just giving this message to all the people who are watching this program. Is just at the initial stage, when the child, you see the difference in a child. See what is the need of the child. Maybe you're not able to fulfill the full plate. Just take one part of the plate and fill it. I'll tell you, you will be saving a sinking ship. You'll be saving a sinking ship. It is just getting sinked. So what is the right age? Yes, the age for today's generation, that is 2018-19. I'm talking about 2018-19. Today's age where you have to understand the child is at the age of 1. Whatever you're giving the child, even a glass of water, tell the child whether that water is cold or hot. If it is hot, how he or she should drink. If it is cold, how he or she should drink. If the child is drinking the water in the bottle, how he has to suck. If he is taking in a glass, how he has to sip. Just start your journey from this. the child will take care of you when he's 18. All the cases which I have been handling, which I'm handling, I only pray that, when will I retire myself? I'm already 52 now. And when will I retire myself? The more I'm becoming old, the more I have to become young, because the kind of cases what I get day by day. I have a case where the child is just 4 years. 4 years? What would be the case? Any guesses? Everybody's house, same story. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನೆ ದೋಸೆ ತೂತೆ, ಯಾವ ಮನೆ ದೋಸೆ ತೂತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನೆ ಅದೇ ಇರೋದು. ಏನಿರೋದದು? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? घर घर की कहानी है. क्या कहानी है? सबसे बड़ा आज कौन बात कर रहा है? सबके हाथ में क्या है? Even a child who is just born, you show the colors, you show the radiation, you take the pics. The small screen mobiles, not the big screens, not the big screens. What happened? Why is your child so disruptive? Why is he so angry? To an extent of that anger, the child who is just 4 years, not even 4 years, less than 4 years, he just bangs everything, goes out, goes inside the room, bangs the door and said, मैं अभी बाहर ही नहीं आऊँगा. जब तक मुझे मोबाइल नहीं मिलेगा, मैं बाहर नहीं आऊँगा. Who gave the mobile to this 3+ child? Who told the child that this is the thing? Me as a parent. Because I was busy in the kitchen. I was busy with my in-laws. I was busy with the other things. I was busy on the phone. I was busy with something else. With all this business, my child was distracting me. What is the best answer? ए लो मुन्ना, तुम इसमें खेलो, तुम ये देखो. कब से शुरू हुआ? ಯಾವಾಗ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು? When did it start? At the age of 3+, where the child was able to demand. At the age of 3+. If anybody has any doubt that this ma'am, this doctor, this lady, this woman is telling something it is not there, please do contact me. I have all these cases with the case histories. So, who has started? It is me. When I was not able to do, give the child some games, give the child some creative things, see that the child's finger moves on. So what is the age where I have to start? Yes, when the child is just 1 year, you just start talking to him. That is the time that the child understands. Not just hit him, bang him, throw him with a mobile. No, you can't do that at all. If you do that, you are sowing an hybrid mango seed and expecting apples out of it, which is an impossible task. Today we don't understand, because the child is just 3 years. The child is just 4 years. But when the child is really 12 years, he will start having the defense. From the defensive thing, he will start becoming offensive. His anger goes high. His banging comes high. His throwing comes high. And there the child enters into that suicidal tendency of your demand. At the age of 3+, the demand was, मुझे मोबाइल चाहिए. Right? You gave. When the child grows up and he is getting more to it, you want to take it away, the child is not going to accept. Then he gets into this, because now he is able to talk. Now he is able to frame the sentences. Now he is able to frame a story to tell, my friend, You know what happened to in my family yesterday? This was it. I have another person to catch hold of me. There I forget whether this particular child is a boy or this particular child is a girl. Here my need somebody to hear me. That is where the child sexual abuse is going more. And the need of the hour. That is where, when somebody comes and holds me, I feel that pleasure. It is not that sexual pleasure, it is not anything else. The moment I win the confidence over the child, and I know that I can do anything with the child. We have cases where we have spoken to the child who has been abused and the abuser also. That is how we are able to come to a conclusion where the child needs what. And then he doesn't know what it is. He will be in 5th, 6th, 7th. This is a crucial stage where you have to map the child at every single line. Every single line. I am using the word map. The whole world. We don't know where USA is. We don't know where China is. We don't know where Nepal is. How do you find out on a map? Just the outline. You have to be the outline of the child. Only then you can tap the child. If you are not able to map the child, you will not be able to tap the child. And if you are not able to tap the child, you can't cap the child. Always remember, if you have any kind of questions related to this, map, cap, tap. M, mapping. C, capping. T, tapping. These are the 3 words what I can tell you to take away for your child from the age of 1 till 18. The moment you take care of the child 1 year to 7 years, 7 years to 9 years, 9 years to 12 years, I think you have done the major part. 13 to 15, 15 to 18. These are the 5 stages what you have to remember. And every stage, I tell you, every stage has a major role to be played. One small move, wrong goal. One small move, bowled out. One small move, foul. Before your child is out of your control, get the child in the control of love. Get the child in the control of his needs. Whatever the child, allow your child to do anything and everything. If he says, Mom, I want to try drugs, I say, please try. What is the drug you are trying to use? I should be aware about it. Mom, today I have a date with my girlfriend. I said, where are you going? You can't stop the child for whatever is the matter. When you say don't, he will say I will. Don't do this, I will do this. Don't get into the arguments. Your child is not studying, please sit and ask him why he is not able to study. Not interested in the subject, or he is not able to understand the subject, or he doesn't want. But don't give him too many options. If you don't want science, you take commerce. No. You have taken science, be sure about your decision. Don't jump up into any kind of conclusions. The moment you start jumping into conclusions, judgmental conclusions, that ends the hope for the child. The child of today's age is there to make more mistakes. Allow him to make mistakes, but you have to be aware of what mistakes he is doing. Please don't come to me at any time of your life stating that, ma'am, my son or my daughter is in the stage. Here I'm telling you, it is not only for the boys, it is for the girls too. I don't know in what they have got the equivalence or what they have not got the equivalence, but in this they are equal. 5 boys, 4 girls. I can manage 50 boys but not the 4 girls. So with this, I don't want any one of the parent to go to any psychiatrist, any psychologist, any counselor, to any NGO after all this mishappening. Please go before that. For that, one word what you have to have is, denial is gone, acceptance has come. But as an Indian parent, what do? My denial is higher than my expectation. Do I accept what my child is? Supposing my neighbor, my teacher, or anybody, they come and tell, you know what, your child is this. No, my child is not that. You may feel bad at the initial stages. Don't worry. But don't feel disheartened when the child is 25 years. This is what you have to understand. This is what you have to do. There are so many questions. There are so many unanswered questions where even the parents are not able to know where did they go wrong. The education system, where did the system fail? The teachers, where did they fail? The management, where were they not able to make a proper infrastructure? All the other systems, whatever we have. So many opportunities today. So many challenges today. But who are the performers? Is my child taking a right track? Don't you ever think of just the graduation. Don't you ever think of your child getting, 100% until 10th standard. Don't you ever think that he has to be into his distinction in his second PUC, in his 12th, or whatever they are doing after their 10th. Please don't go with this. Please don't go with this, because the life is beyond that. Education system is maximum for 20 years, 22 years. After that, the rest of the 40 years, they have to lead a life. Even if they are not educated, they are well informed today. I can challenge it that whatever the parent is not knowing how to operate a mobile, your child does it better. So this is where you have to say that he is senior in your thinking, the technology. Before you give a supply of any electronic gadgets or any kind of bikes or any kind of cars or any kind of money, first know for what reason you are a supplier towards the demand. And then you can do whatever you want. If you feel you need a help, please contact the available psychologist in the school, the principal, the class teacher. They are the best people to help you at that particular stage. Don't you ever feel shy? Don't you ever feel disheartened to go and talk? You are not talking anything bad about your child. You are talking about the development of your child. With all the love to all the dear parents, this is a small message of the 3 words what I can tell you in 2 sectors. The demand, the supply, the need. The demand, the supply, the need. The map, the cap and the tap. With this umbrella and this umbrella, I make a big circle and give it to you all. With all love, with all the blessings, I wish you a very happy parenting and have a happy life with your children. Be a complete family. Jazakallah al khair. Alhamdulillah.